Okay, I've got this really nice Ruko 2 padlock here. With keyway looks a bit like that. There's the key. You can see that it has a horrendous bitting. Low, medium, low, very high, low again. Not the easiest, not an easy keyway. Key sort of works like, it's a bit finicky. You kind of got to push the core in a little bit. Anyway, it does go, is guttable, so we'll be doing that if we get it open. I get like push down and turn back in. Yeah, a bit awkward to use, but it does work. Mount that up. Full of acid barrel pens. So we're going to use this top of the keyway up there on that angle. This one just kind of fits nicely like that. I'm going to use this SS Dev with a bare bones femur handle. Going to go from the bottom through the warding. Pin 4 is the hard one to get at. That's that really high lift one there. So I sort of marked that on here to make it a bit easy to find. That one you can't get it straight up and down. You got to get just the right angle and you can get it. So yeah, that's basically the theory. So now there's the doing. Takes a bit. Barrels kind of suck. Getting feedback on them right. So and I last picked this like 3 days ago. I've been wanting to film and haven't had a chance. Yeah. Easy to overset these ones too, so that was a nice click out of that. Easy to slip off a pin and hear a bit of a click noise too, and think that that's feedback, and it isn't always. Three is very low, easy to offset 3. You see when I get it gutted, hopefully that they have a bit of a tapered top on them. Oh, got it. There you go. Just got to sort of go through, tapping, pushing on the ones. Because of the way the tapered tops are, if you ever feel any real sort of counter rotation force on a fine, well, you can sort of tell there's a bit of a difference in feel. And one of them is actually that tapered head of trying to pull the core back. So that's you trying to overset it. So if you're feeling a counter rotation, at least on this one, that's probably not one you want to push on rather than one you do. Otherwise they can be really binding. It's hard to feel the difference. You just keep sort of pushing. If you feel that counter rotating back, that's not the one. Stop touching it. Just keep going back and forward through them. They sort of act a bit tapered. So there you go. Picked though, pretty quick, mostly wordlessly, but you know, they do take a bit of focus. So let's gut that. Pitting tray prepared here. That's not the right screwdriver. I have the appropriate one I prepared already, just I forgot where I put it. Get that out. Nice snowman will just come out the bottom. So screw there. The actuator looks like that inside. So put that to the side. It's a lovely chrome finish on these too. Like they really are a nice looking padlock. This one's a little bit stiff generally from use, but still works. It's got this like brass plate on the back. And this little piece here, that makes up the actuator. Now it's already picked, so we should be able to just slide a shim in. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the right size follower for these. I only have one that is quite a bit smaller, so it's a bit awkward. Now, they've got this, instead of a C-clip, it's got this like half moon that goes across here. So you just get something pointy, like this little screwdriver. You just sort of wedge under and it'll lift out like so. There you go. That's core retention removed. Follow up. All right. Come on. It's sticky from the grease, but there's how it sits in the core. So you can see this one here is really close to being set to start with. And then this one here needs to go a really long way. So that gets in the way. So you can see we've got our barrel milling there. And on here, there. This one does too, but most of it's trapped because the pin's too high. So let's get pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll see when I zoom in the tapered top on them. That really does makes it a bit easier to jiggle them, but it also makes them a lot easier to overset if you're not careful with what you're feeling. All right, so you can see my follower's not the right diameter either. Got that big gap there, but better to have one that's too small than one that's too big. I really do need to get one made for these acid sliders. So acid barrel there, all springs are the same. The barrels are matched to the pin length, so it doesn't matter which order they come out. 4 and 5. And of course, which order they go back. And then, no. Springs, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and come on. Oh, bloody springs. And 5. All right, actually it does look like those are different lengths for different pins, or maybe they're just being compressed differently. Switch those two around. Longer pin, shorter spring. All right, so that's the pins. So you can see, yeah, there's that big tapered lip on the key pins. And we've got the classic acid barrels, which, you know, seeing all the acid twins, see them all over the place. Springs, this lovely core, you can probably maybe just see that milling there. There you go, you can definitely see it there. So that's barrel milling, they're kind of more like serrations built in. You can see it's an interesting construction, these ones too, it's like a sleeve around the outside, but crimped in place. Very cool. And there's a shot down that keyway, as you can see. You can get through that warding. There are holes in this left ledge, so you can just go from the bottom, bitting depending. With a bit of effort. This one, get pin 4, it has to go in kind of at an angle, not straight up and down, but straight up and down doesn't lift high enough, but at an angle it just gets it. So there we go. That is my Ruko 2 with an ASA 500 barrel core. They're really cool locks, made in Denmark. Really pretty. Nice to add to the collection with some of the other Rukos I've got.